I have a message for people who are popular on social media. From the bottom of my heart, I wish that you would hear and share this message. I've tried to use God's truth to battle the lies of Satan for many years. As a fifth grader, I campaigned for Ross Perot. A bit. In 2008, I campaigned for Ron Paul, and I voted for Ron Paul. You see, I was so disgusted with Soetoro and McCain that I actually went to the polling place, and I wrote in Ron Paul. I watched things go from bad to worse after that. I started to lose hope, but I stood firm as I watched my country be slowly dismantled by a deep state that, for years, I was labeled a conspiracy theorist for simply acknowledging the existence of. Well, yeah, I theorized that conspiracy, and I'm damn proud of it, because I was right. Exhaustion began to set in, though. The battle against Satan has been very hard on me. In these darkest of days, something happened. That something started with Benghazi. It started with Joseph Dunford refusing to invade Syria because of Soetoro's red line in the sand. I saw patriots all around the world say, "Label me what you will, but there is no way that SEAL Team 6 was taken out by goat herders." I saw a movement form, and it rekindled the flame in my soul. I saw an awakening happen, and it filled me with life. I saw my people begin to turn back to God and away from Satan. I saw light in the dark. But there was something missing. This movement needed a face to be seen. This movement needed a voice to be heard. This movement needed a leader to be chosen. As I have heard, the patriots of this movement approached Donald John Trump and asked him to be that face, that voice, that leader. And Donald Trump said, no. And then, as the story goes, while on a journey to Scotland to breathe the air of his homeland, Donald Trump was approached by his beautiful wife Melania, who told Donald that she had received a message from God. She did not mix words. Melania said to Donald, "You must do this." Behind every great man, they say. Trump and his patriots were met by the unlikeliest of allies. Redneck preppers and bored kids on 4chan making memes. Then the frat boys, who see the world as a collection of investment opportunities, realize that Donald Trump is the greatest investment opportunity the world has ever known. This unlikely band then stood with their leader, looked Satan right in the eyes and said, "Bring it on." Satan responded by whispering lies into the ears of never-Trumpers and crazy liberals who were driven mad with hatred. The Trump train responded back to this towering pile of ugliness with the simple beauty of memes. The Trump train responded to the pain of Satan's minions with love. And then I saw God perform a miracle. Since then, our movement has grown in spite of facing new obstacles. But I can't help but notice the redneck preppers are prepping more than ever. The Trump memes on 4chan just aren't what they used to be. The frat boys are still diversifying their portfolios. And I'm reminded of a feeling that I've felt before. That something is missing. I've laid awake at night wondering, what are we missing? And my thoughts have grown bold and complicated as I've tried to conquer the answer. I've failed again and again. What I am about to say might sound arrogant, but I believe it to be true. I believe God has helped guide me to the answer that I have been seeking by reminding me that I already knew it. The Trump train isn't missing something large and cumbersome. The Trump train is missing something small and delicate. Trump dog. Recently, crazy people in France have overturned a statue of Charles de Gaulle. These people must not know who Charles de Gaulle was. Charles de Gaulle was a great man and a leader in France's resistance to the Nazis. Not some Antifa blasphemy, but the actual resistance to the actual Nazis. La résistance. Charles de Gaulle once said, "The more I get to know men, the more I find myself loving dogs." I know some interpret these words to mean that as de Gaulle knew mankind more and more, his opinion of men went down until it was below that of dogs. Facing the evil of Hitler, I can see how some might come to think that is what de Gaulle meant. To you I say, in remembrance of de Gaulle, remember the great men who stood beside de Gaulle and the greatness he saw in them, and look at his quote with a fresh perspective. Perhaps, as de Gaulle grew to know men more and more, he came to realize the true splendor of God as it was revealed to him through the joy of befriending a dog, for there is perhaps no greater gift from God to mankind than a dog. Perhaps de Gaulle realized that his world and its life is God's gift to us humans. Humans who God created with free will, which we use to decide to place the world and its life down the path of the prosperity of God's truth, or down the path of the perversions of Satan's lies. Perhaps de Gaulle came to realize that the dog is the greatest reminder of this eternal choice. Trump dog. I know Donald Trump has once said that he has not the time for a dog. Even the wisest can't see all ends. Please take a moment to consider Trump dog with me, and for the sake of future generations, and the fate of all of life and creation, I beg you to join me in humbly and respectfully demanding that Donald John Trump bestow upon this world Trump dog. This you must do. Thank you for watching.